What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the show. So today we're going to take a look and a listen to Mr. Camp. He is the CEO of NOSCR. He's going to be talking a little bit about the problem with SSI and SSDI claims. And he's going to tell us a really sad story of how a gentleman passed away while waiting to find out if he was approved for SSDI benefits. So this is a real bad situation that's going on right now with the Social Security Administration and how they're handling these claims. And in some situations, you have people waiting for a year or more just to find out if they get approved for SSDI. Now, I posted a video about this yesterday, and a lot of you guys were in the comments letting me know, yes, this is a real problem, and I had to wait 10 months, or I had to wait even longer in order to find out if I was approved. And then you guys were telling me that you know of people, or you yourself got declined the first time, and then you had to appeal it and appeal it again, and then finally you were approved. And so we're going to take a look at Mr. Camp. He's going to talk a little bit about this and tell us his story. And I mean, this is yet another reason why you can't cut funding when it comes to the Social Security Administration. And so hopefully lawmakers are actually listening to this. Now, this is a subcommittee, so if they were to put together some type of funding, it would have to be passed through the subcommittee and then move up and then hopefully get to the House floor so they can vote on this and move it forward. But there are no proposals that are out there right now. All we're really focused on right now in this hearing are the problems. What's going on with the Social Security Administration? Are they not doing their job? Are they not adequately funded to do their job? So that's the main issue there. So let's go ahead and take a look at this clip. But first off, if you guys can do me a favor, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that little bell notification, and then click all. By clicking all, you'll get notified anytime we post a video. We do daily videos here, so by clicking the bell notification, clicking all, you should be getting updated every day. And just a reminder, thank you for your support. I really appreciate it. And if you'd like to follow me on Twitter and Threads, you can at the TEC Show Live. And make sure you guys check out our WhatsApp channel. We have a WhatsApp channel, so all you need to do at the comment section, there'll be a link there. Just click on that link. It'll take you over to WhatsApp, and you can join our channel. Now, the reason why you would want to join our channel is all of my videos will be there, so I'll have all my videos posted, and then you can just go back and watch the videos at a later time, as well as I'll have documents posted on there and the illustrations. Anytime I do an illustration, I'll post it on there. I think I am going to start posting maybe links to some of the videos that we're watching as well. That way you can watch them in their entirety. Like this video was over 2 hours long, so obviously I can't do that in one, like I can't do one video of a reaction to a 2 hour long hearing, but I can post a link so you guys can see it and watch it on your own if you want to do that. Okay, so let's go ahead and get to the video. Here we go.
I am David Camp, CEO of NOSCR, and we are the specialized bar association for those who represent the Social Security claimants. From 2010 to 2022, Social Security disability claims declined by 37%, and SSI claims are down 49%. With the claims workload cut by more than a third, almost half, budget and staffing strains alone cannot explain this growing backlog. The problem is Social Security's policies. National average processing times are now more than 250 days for each step in Georgia, more than 300 days each in Florida. Social Security has a minimum acceptable standard of under 60 days, a standard never met in 40 years. 40 years. Reconsideration is optional, and Social Security has been telling this committee about possibly eliminating it since 1984. Social Security recently tested eliminating it in 10 states for 20 years. But this committee has never been provided with the results, data for or against eliminating it in some states, everywhere, or nowhere. If there is a data-driven reason for reconsideration, show us. To explain the problem from our perspective, here is an example. A lawyer in Alabama contacted me last week with this timeline for a case. The claimant filed his claim in July 2021. He was denied initially and again on reconsideration. This took 645 days, 547 of which were reconsideration. The reconsideration findings were identical. More than 90% of findings at reconsideration are exact duplicates of those at initial, often word for word. Word for word, hundreds of days later. He filed a request for hearing by a judge this May. He was scheduled for hearing after his claim had been pending for 832 days. His hearing should have been last week, but there was no point. Excuse me. He died earlier this month on day 825 of his claim. He died from the conditions that he applied with that went untreated. He sought help from Social Security with 825 days to live, and Social Security wasted more than 500 days at reconsideration. He could not live long enough to outlast Social Security's capacity to delay. In addition to reconsideration, there are other policies that require immediate attention, corrections that would add efficiency and savings right now. In August, Social Security suddenly stopped accepting faxed applications. We'd like to see Social Security modernize, so we were shocked that they would leap that far backward. There is no reason not to honor a faxed application. Now, claimants and representatives fax to mark the date, then mail what we faxed, then mail it again until Social Security acknowledges the mail. This adds an absurd delay to claims, and it must be corrected. The front line of communication with claimants is the representative's office. Yet when we call and manage to get through, we're only allowed to get an update on one case at a time. We want to help Social Security manage communications with claimants, and our role is to speed up the process, but Social Security imposes barriers. Social Security should allow representatives to verify entry on a claim electronically and stop capping our attempts to check online status at 10 cases. A recent rule change introduced a new problem and a new slowdown for veterans. Social Security now ignores VA decisions. A 100% disabled veteran is now less likely to be found disabled in Social Security's process than someone who hasn't served. This must be stopped immediately. Electronic signatures are safe and secure, and it's unnecessary to call to verify them. When Social Security gets an electronic signature, they make the staff call claimants to verify. This means personnel are calling out when they could be handling calls coming in or doing something else productive, and it slows the process. Social Security should provide us with the same data available to claimants in their My Social Security accounts. We're ready to help a claimant speed up the process and provide what's needed, but often can't at the early stages. Finally, Social Security must stop using the dot. Pneumatic tube operators have been replaced by email. Addressers have been replaced by the printer. Recently, claimants in Savannah, Wichita, and Flint have all been turned down, citing these long-gone jobs. This happens every day in every district. The Department of Labor already has a working version of a paid-for replacement. Social Security must switch to using current data and finally end the embarrassment of the dot. Thank you, and NOSCR looks forward to continuing to work with the committee and with Social Security.
Thank you, Mr. Camp.
Okay, so you saw there, gentleman had to wait 132 days. Actually, he only lasted 125 days. Unfortunately, he passed away. Just waiting to see if he could get qualified for SSDI. So, huge problem. Now, Mr. Camp also talked about some of the issues when it comes to just government agencies in general and how slow they work and how they're still using fax machines and things like that. Where, and you know, I worked for a government agency. It was local government. It was a county government. But I saw it all the time where you see that there are things that you can do that could be more efficient and a lot faster, but you can't because you're not allowed to. And it's really sad because I would see situations where I'm dealing with clients and I can't do anything for them because of the way our system is run and because it takes so long in order to do things, and there's certain ways that they want you to do things, like sending faxes. Why would we send faxes when we have electronic signatures? There's no reason to fax anything out. Or carrying around, like I would have a computer that I could use at home, and we would have to carry around a little token to use a computer. Why not just beef up our system so I don't have to log into some type of token? I can just log in, and our internet security would be good enough so I didn't have to log into a token, and then when you get kicked off on the token, then you have to log back in, and it's just taking extra time. I could be on the phone talking to clients and victims and helping people rather than trying to figure out what the token is, you know, the token code, or I forgot my token, so now I can't work, or I can't jump on the computer when I'm at home because I don't have the token with me. It's just, I mean, it was really, really a slowdown. And finally, we got to the point where they got rid of this whole token system, and I'm just giving that as an example, but I know exactly what he's talking about when it comes to government agencies. They're usually behind in technology. Now, technology costs money, and that's why when you hear politicians talking about cutting the Social Security Administration, that's not a good thing. Because when they're talking about cutting, even cutting across the board, different departments, different agencies within the federal government, that is not a good thing because that slows things down even more. When we're looking at the wait times, and he gave a couple examples, 250 days for one state, and then 300 days for another state. You can cut down on a lot of those times by using technology. I would agree with that, but it's going to cost money in order to do that because you're going to need a lot of people working in IT in order to run these new systems. And you're going to need training, so that's going to cost money. So there is, I mean, when it comes down to it, there can't be any cuts to Social Security Administration. You just can't do it. And just looking at, and I talked about this yesterday, looking at the different problems that we're seeing within the Social Security Administration, why on earth would you be talking about cutting the agency? And so this is just an example here, another example. This story, I think, was really, really a sad story of an individual trying to just saying, look, I have this problem, and I'm trying to qualify for SSDI and not even being able to get approved. And they said the same sickness that he had is what he died of because he couldn't get the medical attention that he needed. So just a real tragedy when it comes down to it. Now, obviously, this is one case, and there are cases where they are able to approve people for SSDI. But when you see tragic cases like this, that's when you need to start revamping what you're doing. You need to start changing what you're doing in order to allow people to move through the system much faster. And I think he was saying 60 days is their goal of trying to get these claims through. And they're not even coming close to meeting that right now. So I want to know your thoughts down below. Let me know how you guys feel about this whole situation. And have you been in a similar situation where you've had to apply and then reapply and then reapply and then reapply? Let me know in the comments below. There's one other thing that I want to talk about too, because there was an individual that posted a comment talking about the attorneys and these attorneys for these claimants. So the attorneys for the people who are filing these claims, sometimes the attorney wants to drag it out longer because they'll receive more in compensation. Now, this is what this individual was saying to me in the comments. I don't know that to be true, but let me know if that's been something that you've witnessed as well. So that's all for this video. If you guys like the video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe for more, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.